Hi, my name is James Mulvaney and I'm founder and CEO of Wavestreaming.com and also founder and CEO of Radio.co. And here is 4 reasons why you should be moving away from wave streaming to Radio.co and really why we're discontinuing the Cloud DJ service. First reason, wave streaming is now what we consider a legacy product. In fact, the last update we made to the Cloud DJ service was over 2 years ago. We've got no future plans to upgrade or update the software further, and it's actually based on very out-of-date technology now. Things like Shoutcast and the underlying tools around Shoutcast, which the majority of are around 20 years old, and they haven't really changed much in those 20 years. They haven't really kept up with modern-day web technologies and modern-day standards. Plus also, wave streaming no longer has a partnership directly with Shoutcast, which we used to have, so we kind of think we want to do the best for the industry and the best for the radio community, and we don't feel like the new owners of Shoutcast are really taking it in that direction. So we decided to create our own version of the system, which is much more compliant with modern day standards and also more flexible and allows us to innovate at the pace that we want rather than being held back by a third party. The second reason is we are starting to discontinue and decommission some of the older Cloud DJ and wave streaming services. Once it's discontinued, it could mean that your station could go off air and you might also lose data. The third reason is Radio.co offers so much more to your radio station. Things like greatly improved usability and an easy-to-use interface. You can invite members of your team to control and edit the station and give them permissions to do so, and also invite DJs to come and broadcast live on your radio station. There's more functionality and more control than you've ever had before via Radio.co. It's a fully redundant cloud platform and it's based on the latest technological platforms, things like Amazon Web Services, which means it's highly scalable, highly redundant and basically never goes down. Plus also there's oodles of advanced features such as voice tracking from the browser. I mean, you can assemble an entire radio show and your listeners won't even know it's not live entirely from the browser using the voice tracker widget, and I'll be giving you a demo of that shortly. Reason number 4, it could cost you less. Radio.co offers an all-in-one platform and it includes everything you need, including station management and automation, which is what Cloud DJ provided, but also statistics showing who's listened, how long they've tuned in for, and where they've listened from. Web players which are customizable to suit your brand, integrations with things like TuneIn, and also a streaming server platform. And this is all included for the monthly charge, so you don't have to go and buy a separate Shoutcast server or Icecast server. The streaming is included, the automation is included, and everything else in between is all included as part of the Radio.co platform. So you don't need a separate Shoutcast or Icecast server, but if you want to keep the same streaming links, you can also use that to relay Radio.co. That's not a problem at all. So let's dive in now, and I'll show you some of the key differences between Radio.co and the legacy Cloud DJ platform on wave streaming, and explain a bit of really why I think you should move your station over to Radio.co today. Alright, so here I am on our Cloud DJ dashboard, and I've also got a fully functioning radio station, MCR Live, which is one of our projects that we're working on, and it actually goes out on terrestrial radio here in Manchester, and it operates using Radio.co 24 hours a day. And as you can see, we've got a dashboard which is kind of similar in a sense. You can see the current track on Cloud DJ, and you can see the next track. And you know, in a sense, it's very, very similar. We've designed it so it kind of feels familiar to wave streaming clients, and we kind of took the best bits of Cloud DJ and made them even better. Let's have a look at the schedule. So this is really where it's at. Obviously, this is just kind of like a demo station we've got here, so there's not really much going on. But if I click on our schedule here on MCR Live, you will notice this is actually more fully functioning. You can view the week. You can also view the month as well. The difference between Cloud DJ, which has just a revolving 7-day schedule, is obviously you can actually, this acts more like a calendar. So when you schedule something, if I just show you now, you get a scheduling window which looks drastically better than the scheduling window you get here, which just kind of allows you to specify the playlist and the start time and end time, and that's pretty much it. Whereas here you have a whole host of options, and everything's very much color coordinated and visual, because you want to create an experience for your listeners. You want to have, for example, artwork attached to a specific playlist. You can give it a color code. I'll show you this in a bit, just so you can easily identify which playlist is which. And you can choose repeat options. So you could say create an event that repeats, every single day during the week. Or if not, you might just want to have an event which just runs for, a single time, which is really good for one-off live broadcasts, or if you've got a specific show that is just a one-off thing. So, and also there's more repetition options in terms of week and month. And as I mentioned, because it's not just a revolving weekly schedule like we have here, which is just literally this format will repeat week on week, you can then go forward. So you can say, let's look at the week after next and let's see the schedule there. Let's just quickly fire an event in. Another thing I know which is really close to a lot of internet radio owners' heart is the ability to get other people to broadcast on your station. We introduced this with Cloud DJ, but it was never particularly well implemented in terms of, I've got a DJ thing here. They can kind of DJ on my station, but they can't necessarily access the station. We've approached this in a different way. Instead of having just DJs, you have users. Okay, so for example, if I want to, and you can have different roles which you can assign to a user. So I can have just guest DJs broadcast on my station, and the guest DJ can't access any information at all. They can't see who's listening or anything like that. The DJ role can see basic stats. The music controller has basic access to control the playlist and things. And the station manager basically has all the access that you do, bar obviously accessing billing and that kind of thing. Broadcasting live has also been made a lot more clear for people who perhaps haven't got experience using Shoutcast, etc. before. As you can see at the moment, I'm on my dashboard, and this is what a live DJ might see. It says no upcoming events. So what I'm going to really quickly do, just to kind of give you a real-time example, what time are we on? 11:20 in the morning. So let's just schedule an event for 11. Let's actually set that from 11:30. Okay, and what I'm going to do is give myself access to broadcast, create event. Okay, so there's my event. If I go back on dashboard, you see now I have a countdown. Because I've scheduled it for 8 minutes time, I see that I can connect in 8 minutes. And it says no source connected. So it's very visual. So if I open up But, you can see I'm trying to connect, and because my event doesn't start for 8 minutes, it's not letting me connect. Okay. However, let's just quickly jig that event round. So this is the cool thing about radio.co. It's so quick to make quick little changes. So if I make it so the event is already started and I head back, you can now see it says time remaining. That's because this event is currently in progress, but also it says no DJ connected. So we try and connect again, and immediately it springs into life. You'll notice the status says on air. This is because it knows it's receiving connection from me. Let's just stop that. So what will happen again is once I've stopped the live broadcast, that icon will change pretty quickly to show that the source is no longer on air. But of course, because the event is still going on, I'll still see this countdown. Okay, so that's an example of how to live broadcast. We've made the process so much simpler, and all the information is unique to each DJ. They can easily access this panel here. And this will work with any Shoutcast-based encoder, whether you're using Butts, as I was just using broadcast using this tool, the DSP for Winamp, Track to DJ, or any of these DJ softwares which have got the Shoutcast live broadcasting functionality built in, Sound Broadcaster, whatever software you use currently will be compatible with radio.co. Playlists are kind of like the heart of every single station, and I wanted to show you the difference between the kind of rather basic playlist builder we have on Wavestreaming on Cloud DJ to the fancy new one we've got on radio.co. So let's just show, if I click create a new playlist, you can see, you can search for your tags down here. However, it's not very visual, Likewise, you can kind of combine tags and tracks, and you can do the same on radio.co as well. Like if we create a new playlist, let's just call it James Test. You can give it a color, which is quite useful. So if you have a certain color running through certain types of players, just an easy way for you to identify them. But you can see here it's a lot more visual, so you can browse all of your tracks and tracks from one section rather than having kind of this clunky two different options here. And You can also see recording. So if you've recorded a live broadcast, you want to re-record it, you can do that pretty easily. They just act like a track basically. So and also let's add some random music in just so you can see. As you can see, it's a lot more visual, pretty much easier to use, and just like before, you can rearrange this, drag and drop, nice and easy. We also have voice tracks as well, which I'll talk to you later, but you can build an entire radio show with voice tracks, and you can record these right from the playlist. If I click here, you'll see this will allow me right now to record my voice. So hi and welcome along to my radio show. I'm really glad to have you on board. This works pretty much easy if I play this back now. So hi and welcome along to my radio show. I'm really glad to have you on board. You know, how cool is that? You can literally record an entire radio show right from the playlist editor if you so desire. But also you can build clock-based playlists with tags. In fact, if I show you our default playlist for MCR Live, let's go back to playlists, and I'll show you just how to. So actually, probably best idea if I just show you our media, and I'll go and give you an idea. So you see these green tags down here, say B, A, C. Well, those are 3 different playlists. We want the A songs to play the most, the B ones to play slightly less, and C wants to play every now and then. And there's a very few songs in the A list, a few more in the B, and quite a lot in the C. So that gives our station a nice balance. If I just go down to playlist, I'll just show you where is our default playlist. Again, you can pick and choose your default playlist really easily just by clicking here, but I won't mess that up for these guys. If I press edit, you'll see this is how we format our station. So you'll see the A1 comes up quite frequently, and the B and the C come up less frequently, and we've also got a few other different playlists of songs which will rotate throughout the day, like power current or recurrent. Plus also we have our shotguns and our jingles, which will go in between the music. Again, you can color code the tags really easily just by creating a new tag, and you can do that when you're managing media. So if you want to tag something, and you can either choose from your existing tags, or if you want to create a new tag, it's really easy to do. Just press new tag, it will assign it a color automatically. And if I decide I don't want that color, it's really easy just to kind of edit them. You can edit and remove all your tags and things here, choose whatever color you want. Boom, nice and easy to do. And that's the idea with radio.co. It's just so simple, it's a pleasure to use, but really powerful. So that's the way we use tags, but you can use tags in so many different ways. For example, if you have a playlist that has a weekly show, and for example, a lot of these are like 2-hour long shows that get sent into us to broadcast, and we kind of manually just insert these into the playlist for that show. But one of the things you could do is you could tag it, and you can make sure that the most recent one always has that tag, and then you won't ever need to kind of mess around with your playlists. The other thing to mention as well, back on Wavestreaming, you know, Cloud DJ is just literally a tool to automate and broadcast your station. It doesn't have any streaming functionality built in. You'd have to link it to a Shoutcast server. We then have a separate product for players. Well, with radio.co, that's all built in. If I click down here and go to share, you see these listen links, so I can choose different formats. We've got, in this case, a 128K MP3 stream and like a mobile stream, which is more lower bit rate, but it sounds kind of good because it's AAC+. We've also got various integrations for iTunes, TuneIn, Streamer, etc. You can build web players really easily. So this is all included as part of the single monthly fee for radio.co. You don't have to purchase these separately. Really easy to build new players. You know, again, you can completely customize the look and the feel of the colors, etc. just by clicking and just designing it however you want. You can choose if it wants square corners, rounded corners. You can also decide what sort of player you want. And we're always innovating, and one of the things which we've actually got on our to-do list at the moment is these players we haven't really changed since we launched. We're going to design them and bring the theme of them a lot more up to date to match with current kind of web design standards. So we're always building kind of funky new features for the platform. The voice tracker that I just showed you, for example, that was only launched a couple of months ago. People are using that already all over the place. Just like with Wavestreaming, you can just embed whatever you want. So if you want to show the current song title or the current DJ or anything like this. It's really straightforward to do right from your browser. You copy the link, it goes onto your clipboard, you can put that on your website. Okay, so I hope that was useful to you and gives you kind of an idea of the benefits to using radio.co instead of wave streaming. And I thought I'd just kind of dive in and give you a reason number 5, a bonus reason if you like, as to perhaps why you should consider switching to radio.co. Listen, we're always innovating, and we've got a team in-house right here in Manchester city centre working on this product day in, day out. And the way we work and our workflow means we're constantly releasing fixes, updates and improvements to the radio.co platform day in, day out. They actually go live on the system and you get access to them straight away as soon as they've been tested, and we're ready to roll them out. We don't ever roll anything out before we're 100% certain it's rock solid and working to customers. So we've got thousands of radio stations that are now reliant on the platform, ranging from internet radio stations through to terrestrial stations. We actually own a station here in Manchester called MCR Live, which broadcasts over the air on digital signal, a digital radio station, and that operates entirely from the radio.co platform. So this is industry grade, substantial software which can be used and relied on to operate a 24 hours a day radio station on an FM or digital or AM frequency, as well as online. And you can quite easily use it to manage that. And the great benefit of this, of course, is it frees up your studio. You don't have to have an engineering team constantly looking after your radio automation infrastructure in-house. We come across loads of stations who have decided to move to us because they want to switch to the cloud. They want to lower their overheads in terms of their engineering workforce, and also they're just sick and tired of dealing with things when they go wrong, because something goes wrong, the engineer's not there, you've got to pay a call-out fee, or you've got to wait for the guy to get there to fix it. With radio.co you don't get any of this because it's entirely cloud-based. A lot of the infrastructure is self-healing in terms of when something goes wrong, it will fix itself without any intervention from us or anyone. And it's all controlled through the browser, so it's a complete delight to use, as you've just seen. So if you've got any questions, I'll finish up with, we're here to help. If you've got questions regarding radio.co or moving from wave streaming to radio.co, you can drop us an email directly, studio@radio.co. That's studio@radio.co. That's our email address. We'll be delighted to help you out. Thanks for listening to this brief presentation, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.